Hey, we're the Cola Guys. I'm David,
I'm George.
and we are back with our good friend Bill Danielson. Bill is the owner of payroll data systems in the Irmo area, but he just got himself a promotion on the Irmo Town Council. Congratulations, Bill. We are excited to have you as our mayor for the next 4 years in Irmo, South Carolina.
Brought to you by Dick Dyer, Mercedes-Benz, the first Mercedes-Benz in South Carolina.
A lot of people are excited, and I've met with the contractor personally just 2 weeks ago, and we were waiting on a land disturbance permit from Richland County, which we just got. So that's a bit of good news.
That's
And I thank everybody involved, including Mayor Walker, who helped push this thing along. And like I said, these things are going to happen from administration to administration, right? Council to council. Council's always changing, always evolving. So, a lot of stuff going on.
So one of the things you do have going on is a new town hall, and from what I understand, from talking with Courtney, things are kind of moving along. Do you want to talk about the new town hall a little bit?
Well, the new town hall is being investigated. Again, it's going to be dependent upon federal grant money as well as state grant money. We received $500,000 thanks to Representative Ballantyne, and he got that in, and working with our town administrator and staff, we got that approved and got that check. I'm probably not clear on when that check came in, but it did come in. We have that check for $500,000. We acquired a piece of dirt, which we may use for spillover. We've authorized basically phase one of the construction, which is basically an analysis of what it's going to take to build the building that we think we need, and to tell us what we need, the programming part of it, next to the existing police station, and whether it's going to be cost prohibitive or not. And a lot of that is determined obviously by the soil conditions, the ground, all those things, and that's what's going on now. So we're spending a couple $100,000 with all of that happening, and then we'll pull all that information in, talk to the architects, engineers, and decide whether we go forward. And again, we are working towards another grant from the feds. It's $1.9 million that we were approved for, but that money was from last year actually, and it's stuck in Washington D.C. Imagine that. They can't approve a budget, so we don't have that money yet. If it is approved, then the budget goes beyond. Well, I have to check on that with our. I'm looking at the dates here. March 1st is a trigger date for the federal government approving that budget, which is once it's approved, then that 1.9 million from the feds will come in. So we'll have 2.4 million. We need that other $1 million. We would like to have that other $1 million so we can continue work with some of the other parts. So, but we need to make sure we get that 1.9 million. If that comes in, that gives us $2.5 million to work with. Then we're looking at about a $2.5 million investment over and above that for a new town hall. A lot of questions that we still need to have answers to. Yes. And I'm trying to hold some of that stuff close to the vest because it's an expensive proposition. We have expanded beyond where we are now, the current town hall. It's full. There's no space for additional people, and we need additional people. The town is growing, and not by population, by space and by necessary government work. So we need good folks.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time we talked, you had said that Irmo is debt free, I believe, or doesn't owe any money. So
we have no debt.
Is building the town hall, if we don't get this grants even realistic, or would it put us into debt? Or are we only going to build the town hall if we're able to get these grants?
I would say that we're only going to build that town hall if we get the grants.
Okay.
You know, would we have to reevaluate? Absolutely.
Mhm.
You know, absolutely. Do we have money in reserve to spend on the town hall? But we don't have $4 million to spend on the town hall,
Yeah.
right? Or $5 million, whatever it's going to be.
Mhm.
So do we scale it back? Do we look at alternative scenarios? Again, that will be based on all the information we have at the time and what our expected costs are. There's no sense in my mind, this is me personally, right? I'm one of 5 votes.
Mhm.
There's no sense in my mind, there's no reason to build a town hall or a new town hall that we're going to outgrow in 3 to 5 years, right?
No.
Then we're right back where we started.
Same problem. Yeah.
Same problem. And the ARPA money is the reason we're able to do this, right? This is a once in a lifetime funding.
Mhm.
So, and that's where some of this other money is still coming from. The government is still spending money hand over fist for a lot of different things, and they're giving it to towns and counties and special projects, right? So that's a really good question, and I don't know the answer to that, but I will tell you, I'm not a fan of building this thing if it's going to cost us more than the $2.5 million we have earmarked for that project right now.
Mhm.
So, one of the great things about the town of Irmo is the services that you guys provide. I mean, our parks are spotless. And your public works department does an incredible job of keeping those facilities up. And as small as the town of Irmo is, we sure have a lot of parks to be proud of, and spaces for its citizens to get out and enjoy themselves. But you also have, a really fine police department and a really fine fire department. Talk a little bit about, the needs you see in those realms, because you talk about this growth that Irmo is experiencing. How is that pressing you for the need for more services out of those folks?
Yeah, it is pressing us pretty hard, which is why the town, I didn't really want to get into this convoluted of an answer, but I can't answer the question simply, right? Because every step has ramifications somewhere else.
Mhm.
And there's a faction of people in the town of Irmo, and in the area of the town of Irmo, right? The greater Irmo area, who want to stop any kind of growth, be it residential, commercial, roads, doesn't matter, right? There's the stop, right? There's no real discussion there. It's stop. And so we have to be careful. We have to monitor how we're growing and what we're allowing and when we're allowing it as far as commercial growth is concerned. Because the folks love these amenities, right? They love these amenities, and but they don't realize we pay for these amenities on the backs of small business, right? We do not, and I can't tell you how many times I've had people say to me, well, I'm a taxpayer in this community, and I have to stop them right there, because you're not really a taxpayer in this community, meaning the town of Irmo. Yeah, we have some franchise fees that we get off your utility bills. Doesn't amount to a whole lot, right? 70 to 75% of our budget is driven by businesses. Small business fees, licenses, hospitality tax, right? Accommodations tax. That's where those big numbers come from. So if we stop growing, or adding new businesses. We all know in this climate, businesses fail all the time, right? We drive by and we see somebody who's been here for 15 years, kaput, they go home. And I can give you all those statistics to bore you to death being in the payroll business, right? So we have to keep growing and maintain quality businesses here so we can then provide the services that we provide, right? And some of the beautification efforts that we're doing. So it's the chicken and the egg, right? What are you looking at first? So I got an email the other day, and they were disappointed in the decision I made on council about a rezoning of a piece of property, and I thought that I was going to be the savior to stop growth in Irmo. And I don't know where that person got that information from, because I am not a growth stopper, right?
Mhm.
I am very pro the growth of Irmo, South Carolina, growing it by rooftops and by businesses. Now, we have to do it intelligently? Yes. But people think if we're going to wait 15 years for somebody to come and widen Broad River Road from Dutch Fork to Chapin,
Yeah.
Irmo's going to starve, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just not going to happen. The development always comes after the traffic, always comes after the development, right? You can't develop, just like I mentioned about Dreer Shoals Road, Highway 6. It's pushing people onto this traffic, onto this road, and really there's nothing commercial along that road. How much worse can it get? Right? So it's coming. There's a lot of raw land out there that's going to be coming onto Dreer Shoals Road.
Yeah.
So the anti-growth thing is not a good thing. So we're spending a bunch of money working on our comprehensive plan, and that comprehensive plan is again, here we go, taking about a year. But I know what they're doing, and I know they're talking to shareholders. I know they're meeting with entities. On this committee are the engineers, the professionals, and then also some key people in the business community, right? So everybody's kind of involved in that. And it's going to tell us, I want this town to grow by rooftops, and I want it to grow with quality businesses.
Mhm.
And it's hard to grow businesses without rooftops. And unfortunately, a lot of people are happy with Irmo being a pass-through town. We are not, we are right now a pass-through town. Get off of 7026, come down Lake Murray Boulevard on the way to the lake or Lexington or further places further west, right? We want these people to stop here, right? We need to have hotels. We need to have restaurants. We need to have parks. We need to have events, quality events, concerts, all of these things that it takes for people to stop and or come into the town of Irmo to spend their money. I've talked to a restaurateur here in town, and I won't name who that is, who basically said 80% of his clientele does not live in the 29063 zip code.
Wow.
80% of the regular clientele do not live in 29063 zip code. So,
Interesting.
we look at it. Where are our housing options? Never mind affordable. Forget affordable or attainable, whatever word you want to use. The new one's attainable. And I heard a number thrown at me at the COG meeting by Representative West up in Newberry, that he heard a number of $360,000 is an attainable house in this market.
Well, you're just preaching to the choir with all that information.
Right.
Finding homes for folks. George and us struggle with that every day. Both in just actually finding something that is for sale, and something that's within young people's budgets as they come in. Because a lot of people move to our state thinking it's affordable, and based on where they're coming from, yeah, it is. But that's only that trickles down to an impact of young people that are from here and, growing up here, trying to attain their first home, and 360,000 is for a lot of those folks, a stretch for that first time home.
And it's also,
Um,
you can say you want a young professional, like you want the young professionals to be within your community, which is correct, because that's how businesses grow. But at the same time, if you don't have even like an apartment or condos or something where it's maybe townhomes that they can live in, so it's more affordable than just your normal single family home, then it's hard to promote a young professional lifestyle without that. So we're with you where that's like with us every single day, where we want to be able to promote this for Irmo, a young professional lifestyle. But when we look and say, and we're looking where to point you to live, it's tough.
It is tough. And I will tell you right now, you mention apartments or townhomes in the town of Irmo, they're going to come burn my house down.
I know.
I mean,
which is, and that's so sad because, like, here in downtown Columbia, there are some, $700,000, $800,000, $900,000 townhomes being built. Who says that townhome equals cheap? Right.
Right. I agree. I agree. The neat thing is there are there are projects that are really, really nice from a townhome perspective.
Absolutely.
The other neat thing is we have developers who want to do that and have run into nothing but flack trying to do that in the town of Irmo. So,
and it's not just the town of Irmo. There, one of the
everywhere.
municipalities north of you had the opportunity to develop a tract of land. They wanted to put like 83 townhomes in there, and it got shot down real fast. And they, again, it was not going to be an inexpensive project. It's just the perception of what comes with it.
Right.
So
I get it. One of the good things is we have just had our first reading on a fairly new rezoning process for the town of Irmo, and most of it directed towards residential construction. And it's new to me. It's been used, but our town administrator, zoning director, our assistant town administrator, zoning director, Doug Poland, brought this to the table. He used it in Monk's Corner. They've used it in the Low Country, Goose Creek, some other places. And it's not as revolutionary as I thought it was. And it's basically developer earning points off of a 12,500 square foot lot to minimize the lot and add features to the entire facade and construction of that subdivision. And it works. And that's why we're adopting it, because it gives the developer negotiation room with our town administrators, our zoning administrator, to then work their way into something. Instead of saying you can put 4 houses here, we don't really have control over what they look like. Well, now we do, right? We can say, listen, if you want that lot to be 7,000 square feet, you're going to have to add hardy plank, bricks, fancy sidewalks, all of these types of things, light poles, decorative light pole, whatever it may be, to buy your way down on that lot size. Different elevations, no more than 5 of the same in the same frontage, the 5-to-1 rule, and then they have a 7-to-1 rule, depending on the density. So we're able to work with that, and it makes it instead of cookie cutter, it makes it attractive. And no house looks the same for at least 7 lots down, right? The house isn't smack in the middle of the lot. You shift them around different lot sizes based on how the land lays for the developer. So I think it's a really good idea. Is there some fear of it getting in the way of attainable housing? I don't think so. I first felt it was prohibitive to that. But that's when you bring in townhomes and no townhome within 3 townhomes. The exterior can look the same, color-wise, design-wise, all these kinds of things. So I think it gives us an opportunity to get much better control from a residential growth standpoint.
Awesome.
So it's exciting.
Well, yes. Well, George, you have any other questions for Mayor Bill here?
No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for joining us today.
My pleasure. You guys were easy on me today.
Yeah. Well, Bill, again, thank you for your time, and just thank you for all you do for the community of Irmo. You know, we get to witness firsthand, just because we see you around a lot, just how committed you are to that being a thriving and growing community. So thank you for your service, and we will see you Friday night, if not before, all dressed up.
Probably run into you before, but David, thank you for your service now taking over as chairman of the board of the Greater Irmo Chamber. So that's we work hand in hand and for a lot of good projects there. So I look forward to your leadership there. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We've got an exciting year coming up. I'm very enthusiastic about what we've got going on and how it will impact the chamber and trickle over into the town of Irmo. But I know our CEO and president, Kerry Powers, just is so grateful to have such a wonderful working relationship with the town that there needs to be some symbiotic relationship there. And I think between the two entities, we can have just such great positive impact on the community and make life better for everybody there.
I'll tell you what, Kerry Powers is a great leader. She's been great for the chamber. If you ever have time and you want to invite me back on, I can tell you the quick Kerry Powers story of the way I met her. It's probably one of the funniest things you've ever heard. But she is a spark plug. She is and I remember when I sat on the board of the chamber, and when I was chairman at one point, the relationship with the town of Irmo was not good. It was not good. The funding had stopped. I mean, it was just not good. So been a lot of work, a lot of chairmen, a lot of leaders, but Kerry has taken it to another level, and we're fortunate to have her, and hopefully we can keep her where she is and keep her happy, because she's doing a great job.
That is our goal, is to keep her in place, and I think she wants to stay as long as she can. So appreciate it.
Good.
All right, Bill. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Episode of The Coal Guys is sponsored by Bell Carrington, Price & Gregg. Bell Carrington is our choice for the best real estate attorneys in town. They are highly communicative and make sure that the closing process is as smooth as possible. With offices in North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama, they can handle any of your real estate, finance, eminent domain, financial services, litigation, and litigation needs. Call their Columbia SC office today at 803-509-5078.